Welcome to TechTalk, a video series about how to create a smarter workplace with technology. In this episode, we discuss emergency responder radio systems and what it means for new and existing builds. So grab a cup of coffee and let's take 5.
Emergency responder radio system is a dedicated public safety antenna system. And that's a little bit of a mouthful, but basically what that means is that it's a system that repeats radio signals from outside and from the tower inside a building, especially in hard to reach places like stairwells and basements. Emergency responder radio systems are important because after the tragic events of 9/11, national, state, and local fire codes were updated to make sure that first responders had access to radio coverage in any commercial building that they're in. And so if you have an emergency in your building, emergency responder radio systems or coverage is important so first responders can coordinate their emergency response. Under these new national, state, and local fire codes, all new commercial buildings and any existing commercial building that has a significant renovation or a change of use is required to test for emergency responder radio coverage. If the building passes the test, that's great, then you're done and you don't have to do anything else. But if the building fails this test, the authority having jurisdiction, the AHJ, may tell you that you need to include an emergency responder radio system in your building. So an important way that businesses can prepare for emergency responder radio systems is to find a qualified partner early to help prepare budgets for both testing and the system, just in case you need one. And then businesses should also be aware of things that often make buildings fail the coverage testing, like low E glass and concrete use as construction materials, if your building has a basement, or if you are not close to radio towers, so the coverage isn't easily extended to your building. Building owners are responsible for emergency responder radio coverage, but typically in a new build, general contractors have this in their scope of work. General contractors will partner with a firm like Integrated Building Systems to do this testing and prepare a report for the authority having jurisdiction, who will say if a system is needed or not. What I've seen so far with emergency responder radio systems are that sometimes business owners are surprised that all commercial buildings need to be tested means all commercial buildings need to be tested. This spans from small gas stations to huge multi-use buildings because there are factors that could block radio coverage that you may not be aware of, like a large building between yours and the tower, or maybe the tower is too far away to get coverage all the way through your building, or even construction materials like concrete or low E glass could cause your building to fail the emergency responder radio coverage test.
Well, Emily, thanks for sitting down and talking with us about emergency responder radio systems. We appreciate it.
Great, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining Integrated Building Systems for this episode of Tech Talk. If you have questions, need help with the project, or have suggestions for a future topic, please get in touch. We look forward to helping you communicate better by making your building smarter.